Hello, you're watching James. My name's James, you're watching me, and I am talking about watches. Well, I am very excited again to show you a watch in a first impressions style video that I think might end up being one of my favorite watches in my collection. It may well end up being my favorite watch from Aliexpress as well, which is a big call because there's a few in my collection that I particularly like from Aliexpress. This one I have featured on a previous wish list video on Aliexpress, and I said in that video that I was a little bit unsure on it because they hadn't sold many, there weren't many reviews about it, and the pictures that they sort of displayed on the sort of store were a little bit sort of cartoony, so they didn't show it properly. However, I've started seeing a few more real images of it, and when I saw that, I thought, yes, I need to buy that. And it's a Hruodland, and it's the Hruodland Turbine Pilot F016. I am a little bit concerned though, however, because I'm fairly sure it's going to be a fairly big watch. But I get the feeling that the style of this watch, being a pilot watch, may suit that bigger case shape, even if it is a little bit big on my wrist. And possibly those wow factors that this watch might have might sort of make up for any possibility of it being a little bit too big. But I am absolutely, fingers crossed, hoping that it does fit well to my wrist. Now guys, if you are interested in this watch, and there's a distinct possibility you should be, because if you're as excited as I am to see this one, then you may want to purchase it as well. But if you do, I will leave one of those affiliate links down below. And guys, do you mind hitting that subscribe button if you have not already subscribed to the channel? It's quick, easy and free for you to do, but it makes such a big difference to me and this channel. But that's enough of me talking about a watch. Let's flip the camera and let me show you that watch. I have to say I'm extra excited about this watch, and I'm extra excited about it because it's particularly fantastic. I've quite literally only had it on wrist the last 20 minutes since it got dropped off to my door by the postman, but I am in love with it. I've been posting photos of it already, and I just wanted to get in here and give you my first impressions. This is a Hruodland. It is a homage watch, obviously. If you have a look at a lot more expensive watches that have this specific style, you will see what that is. But why am I so excited? Well, it's not only the look of it, but it's also the quality of it. But let's check it out, shall we? It is a watch that I have actually featured in a previous video talking about AliExpress watches. I wasn't initially thinking about buying it, but then I started seeing some photos of it, and wow, it looked incredible. And I can say right now, in hand, looks and feels absolutely stunning. And check it out. Obviously, the first thing that stands out straight away is that turbine. This is the Turbine Custom. As I mentioned, not an original design by Hruodland. This is a homage watch, but that doesn't matter because I think it is awesome. It's in place of the sub-second dial. You'll see there's a red dot, so you can actually use it still as a second hand if you want to do so. Slightly blue hands. I don't think they're blued. To me, it doesn't look heat-treated blue, but it still looks very cool. And what I wasn't realizing was the applied indices, and that gives it a really sort of much more solid sort of luxury kind of feel to it. They're all applied, as well as the triangle with the dots, they're applied. Everything else appears to be printed on. Nice big crown here. Manual wind only, this one. What I didn't know as well is that there is a little plane on the crown, which I think looks really cool. Very cool crown. Now, nice finishing as well, very nice, as good as I've seen on any other watch from AliExpress, so I'm quite impressed by that. The strap, not very impressed by. It's certainly not leather, has a lovely look to it, certainly features well on the watch, or suits the watch anyway. Nice dark brown, but it has that very much that sort of plasticky kind of feel to it. Hardware, it's okay, perfectly acceptable, and I'll show you in a minute there's another little issue with it. But there's a reason why I haven't flipped this watch around and shown you the back yet, and that's because there is a bit of a party trick with this one, or at least there is something very special about this. Check out this movement. This is a SEAGULL movement. It's a clone of what I believe to be an ETA movement, hand winding only, but check it out. Not only is it a really cool looking movement, but check out all that sort of customization and decoration on it. There's a little expanding star there. There's waves all around the outside. There is a concentric sort of brushing or circling all the way around. More decoration here. If you look through, there's actually some perlage. It's not perfectly done, but it's absolutely perfectly fine, and it certainly is a little bit exciting to see that one. But is it a perfect watch from AliExpress? Well, it might be. It is a rather big watch though, so please be aware of that, and it did scare me a little bit about buying this one because of the size, because I know it's around about a 43 or 44, and I think it's almost 51 or almost 52 millimeters lug to lug, which that's a big lug to lug even for me, or especially for me, because I've only got a medium wrist size here, 6 3/4, but it does actually fit me, and I'm so glad it does, because I am rather excited about wearing this one longer term. I'm looking forward to that so I can get you a full review. But let me show you it on wrist, and let me show you that little issue with this strap as well. So it may not be just the problem with the strap, it may be the problem with the size of my wrist, but as you can see, that's sitting quite far over to the right hand side, so it doesn't really sit perfectly. It does look good, however, it certainly does work and fit. As you can see, it is quite a long lug to lug. However, it is just within the confines of the sort of size that I think I can pull off. If I'm looking down at my wrist, I can still see a little bit of my wrist up there and a little bit of my wrist there, but really this is me maxed out in size regards to lug. And I have to admit, because of this style of watch as well, because it's sort of like a pilot style watch, I think it gets away with it a little bit more as well, because they are designed or meant to be, historically at least, a bigger watch. But what a fantastic looking watch. I am thrilled. I'm really liking this one. But the strap is probably not my favorite part. It's a little bit of a shame. Wasn't the cheapest watch on AliExpress. It would have been nice for it to come with a slightly better quality strap. But because it is a 22mm lug width, that gives me the opportunity to put on my favorite leather strap that I have in my collection, a leather strap that was from my Hamilton Jazzmaster. That will also suit this watch, but it'll also give it a much more quality feel. Let me show you that. Right, here we have it on my Hamilton strap, which is an amazing, beautiful, well-made leather ostrich strap. Certainly changes the look of the watch a little bit. I know this one does suit it, does make it a pilot watch, but the quality of this really does lift the quality of the overall watch as well. So I'm probably going to be wearing it on this strap. Okay guys, as always, I am going to be wearing this watch for a long time. I guarantee you this is going to be on wrist a lot. If you guys do follow me on Instagram, you're probably going to see quite a few photos of this one popping up. But as always, about 4 to 6 weeks, perhaps a little bit longer sometimes with these watches that I really like. I wear them even a little bit longer before I do the full in-depth review, and that's because sometimes I can get a little bit overexcited, and I want to be able to make sure that that excitement has dulled down a little bit, so I can give you a little bit more of a sort of well-balanced review. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Really do appreciate it. I do hope to see you in the next video, and please do hang around because I will be doing a nice full review of this one.